Dear students, welcome to Elements of Mechanical Engineering, and I'm going to teach today the topic called nuclear power or nuclear energy. Okay, so in my last videos, I have discussed about the various types of energy resources, and I have spoken about the difference between conventional and non-conventional, renewable and non-renewable, capital and celestial energy resources, and potential energy and kinetic energy. And now this nuclear energy comes under now, so we need to segregate, so which type of that energy resources this nuclear energy or nuclear power come under. So we have seen the conventional energy resources. What is that? Conventional fossil fuels, petroleum products, and what you call natural gas and nuclear energy. So this nuclear energy comes under this conventional energy resources because this is this has started so right from the beginning of the human era, and they started using this nuclear power, nuclear energy, and making use of this particular energy resources. They are trying to make it to generate electricity or for any other different um, purposes they have used it. So coming to this nuclear, so how do they use this nuclear power energy? So first and foremost, let us see what is the definition of nuclear power energy. Nuclear energy is the energy that holds the nucleus of an atom. The energy released during nuclear fission or fusion, especially when used to generate electricity. Now, so what does it mean that nuclear power energy has got that nucleus atom? So, nucleus atom joining together, and when it comes together, so it holds some energy. So, that is nothing but nuclear power energy. And this nuclear power energy has been divided or classified into two different types. So, one is nuclear fission, and next one is nuclear fusion. So first and foremost, as we know that nuclear energy is nothing but the combination of nucleus atom, right? So now coming to this fission and fusion. So two different terms are there. Fission means, so it is what we call it is gets differentiated or it is distributed. That is nothing but fission. Fusion means joining together or coming closer. So that is nothing but fusion. So now what does it mean? The nuclear fission and nuclear fusion means nucleus atom, if it comes closer each other, and when it produces the energy, that is nothing but nuclear fusion. And moving on to this nuclear fission, so when nucleus atom bombarding with some other particular component or atom, so it gets divided and it will split into small number of particles, and it emits some radiation or light or heat energy. So that is nothing but nuclear fission. All right. So moving on to this, so the most common nuclear fuels are 235 uranium. Uranium 235 is the most commonly used in nuclear energy and nuclear fuel. Not all nuclear fuels are used in fission chain reactions. Now coming to this chain reaction, a chain reaction is an ongoing series of fission, and billions of reactions occur each other. So in a chain reaction, so this nuclear fission is nothing but, so we will see in the diagram clearly. So what is a nuclear fusion? Nuclear fusion is a combination of two nuclei with low masses to form one nucleus of larger mass. So two or three different nucleus atom coming closer and making a big larger mass, and it emits radiation. So that is nothing but nuclear fusion. So nuclear fusion reactions are also called thermonuclear reactions. Now we will see the diagram here, the difference between fusion and fission very clearly. First, nuclear fusion. So what are the atoms are joining together? Deuterium, tritium, helium, and neutron. So all these atoms are joining together, coming closer, and it emits some energy or radiation. So that is nothing but nuclear fusion. So coming to this second one, nuclear fission. So there is one neutron atom. So neutron atom coming and hitting the nucleoobjective. Whereas in the case of fission, so normally we take uranium 235 as the common natural or nuclear fuel. So let's take neutron atom is coming and bombarding with uranium 235. So what happens? That neutron atom will split into small particles. So if you can see in the diagram, so neutron is split into various small particles. At the same time, if you take nuclear fuel uranium 235 as a nuclear fuel, that will after bombardment, so that will also split into small number of particles. So after that, after some time, these again these split particles again will come and collide with each other, and then again, so it will produce some energy. So it keeps on what you call hitting each other, and bombardment takes place, and it produces some nuclear energy. So this is nothing but nuclear fission. So this is the difference between nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. So moving on to this, coming to this, the example for nuclear fusion is nothing but the sunlight or sun energy. So two helium and hydrogen and helium atoms join together, and it produces sunlight every day. So when sun rises in the morning, so we get sun's energy. So that is nothing but that is the example for nuclear fusion. So coming to this nuclear fission, so nuclear reactor, so we take this uranium 235 atom, and we send neutron atom, and it will come and hit the nuclear uranium 235, and then that will split into small number of particles. So this is the example for nuclear fission. Next, moving on to biofuels. So biofuels is first and foremost. Let me just clarify that the how that biofuels are derived, and what is the introduction part. So let me give. So biofuels are derived from living organisms, and some dead animals, plants. So all those things. In olden days, so some millions years of ago, so what happens because of the earthquake or so soil erosion, so all these animals and plants and or dead animals, everything will get immersed inside the earth, and it goes deeper and deeper, and in the absence of sunlight, and in the presence of enormous amount of heat, it gets decomposed, and it goes in a different levels of decomposition. So after going through this different levels of decomposition, it emits some, or it release some what you call some sort of fuels. So those type of fuels are called biofuels. So let us read out here. Biomass is biological material derived from living or recently living organisms. It most often refers to plants and plant derived materials, which are specifically called lignocelluloses. As an energy source, biomass can either be used directly via combustion to produce heat, or indirectly after converting it to various forms of biofuel. Right? So this biomass may be transformed by physical, chemical, and biological process to biofuels. In chemical forms, biomass is stored solar energy and can be converted into solid, liquid, and gaseous energy carries. Biomass is biological, organic material derived. So, in this, if you take this biomass or biofuel, so that fossil fuels are available underneath the earth, and so when we dig out, so there will be solid fuels, and then there will be liquid fuels, and there will be gaseous fuel. So all these wood particles are submerged inside the earth, so that will become solid fuels, which is nothing but mm, what is that wood, coal. So again, the coal is classified into peat, bituminous, anthracite. So moving on to this petroleum products. So some sort of in the sea level areas, so plants and dead animals and living organisms, so sea living organisms get go deeper inside the earth, and gets decomposed, and that it produces some sort of liquid liquid fuel. So that is nothing but petroleum products. After taking that petroleum products, so uh, doing some proper distillation, so it will give some byproducts like petrol, diesel, and oil. So after getting this what do you call the petroleum products, on top of the petroleum products, you will find out some gas which is floating. So that gas is nothing but natural gas. So all these come under this biofuel. So this is all about the introduction about the biofuel. Thank you for watching this video.